So, hello. Great news. I actually made something. I wouldn't really call it a video game, but it's something. Let's talk about what I learned to get there. But wait. Before that, let's talk about why I chose and made an Unreal Engine 5. But wait. Before that, I want to say thank you for all the support on the last video and to the new subscribers. We are up to 51 subscribers now, and that's essentially times infinity because I was at 0 before. So thank you. Now, why did I choose Unreal Engine 5? Reason 1, in my opinion, it's the superior 3D engine. I know Unity can do 3D just fine, but in my opinion, Unreal is a little better suited for that. Reason 2, Lumen, their lightning thing, and that plays into the first reason. Lastly, the challenge. I think it's probably more difficult to learn Unreal than Unity because the tutorials, both in quality and quantity, are worse, and I love a good challenge. Now, how I got from this to this. To start, I wanted to learn how to make a 3D model before anything else. So that's what I did. I learned just enough of Blender to make this thing. I learned about objects, edit mode, faces, vertices, edges, and modifiers. I followed a tutorial to make this guy. Then, I set myself loose to make a model on my own, and I made this. Let's call him Novo. This is what learning is all about. He's very far from a good model, but he is indeed a model. Then I learned the basics of coding in C++, and I mean real basic. I followed this tutorial, and I got distracted way too many times playing a game called Divine Knockout. Steam link is in the description. I output hello world to the console, did some math, and generated a random number, although I didn't really fully understand how. Were these things from the tutorial enough to move on to Unreal and to start writing the code for a game? Absolutely not, but I went for it anyway. I opened a blank project in Unreal, and for some reason, the blank project isn't really that blank, so I made it more blank. I read some documentation, and I just messed around to learn about the engine and how to navigate. I added a plane for a platform and installed the Visual Studio integration plugin for the engine. I wanted to be able to see the model I made in third person, so I started following this amazing tutorial for coding third person movement in Unreal Engine, but I'll be honest, I felt in over my head. I was literally copying code to the letter and I still felt overwhelmed. I didn't even finish the tutorial. So I hopped back into Blender and I started working on the third generation of Novo. I'm actually really proud of the result. I learned this painting technique from this guy and I really like how he turned out. I'm a big fan of low poly. Then I uploaded him to Mixamo for some animations. I plan on animating him myself later once I learn how to animate, but man, it's really cool to see him move. Once I had the latest generation of Novo, I went back into Unreal with a new confidence. I felt like I was actually learning how to use Blender and I wanted to carry this momentum forward into Unreal, so I imported Novo. Of course he doesn't do anything yet, I need to write that code. But with how I feel about coding right now, I decided to watch tutorials using blueprints. I learned about Unreal Engine's new enhanced input system as well as blueprints and the animation graph, and I got Novo running around and I felt like I was on top of the world. And that's how I went from this to this. This has been quite the learning experience. I hope you enjoyed watching me learn and maybe even learn something yourself along the way. If you have suggestions, ideas for a game, or something else you'd like to see in the next devlog, make sure to comment it below. I implore you to smash that like button and tap that subscribe. Have a good bye.